Gentlemen of the press, thank you very much. Um, thank you for your patience. This is a text of an address that I want to read out in the eve of the planned nationwide protest, which built for tomorrow. My dear Lagosians, today we stand before you, especially myself as your governor and a steward of your sacred trust, deeply committed to the well-being and the prosperity of our great state and all our residents. Lagos has always been a beacon of hope, a city of refuge, a city of resilience, and the melting point of our diverse culture. We are one of a state that reflects the assemblage of the brilliance and the energy inherent in our diversity as a people that we all call ourselves Lagosians. A few weeks now, the nation has woken up to the threats of protest aimed at what the organizers have called an end to bad government, beginning from the 1st to the 10th of August 2024. While the original proponents of the idea of a peaceful protest may have noble intents, some of the narratives which has occasioned about its instrumentality for change of government by another means other than the ones that is constitutionally provided for are quite disturbing. It is pertinent to ask, is protest a practical catalyst for progress the nation require at this time? Will such a protest suddenly ensure that all of our challenges disappear in 10 days? Will the protest suddenly ensure that the prices of foodstuff dropped on the 11th day? Will shutting down the economy for 10 days inspire an economic growth we all earnestly desire? I hold a strong view that a protest at this time will do none of these things for us as a nation. Rather, it would roll back the modest gain that we have made in previous facets of our social economic life as a people and as a state. Are there challenges in our land? Yes. Is the government addressing those challenges? I would say yes. So much has been done in many sectors to alleviate the pains of the people and to prepare the path to a lasting prosperity. Are quick fixes option available to government? I doubt that. Just this week, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, signed the new minimum wage into law. As I address you today, student loans are being disbursed to relieve indigent parents and students of their various financial burdens of getting tertiary education. As part of the promise of devolution of power, the local government have been granted financial autonomy to guarantee efficiency of that tier of government and bring governance closer to the people. Also, the foreign exchange crisis is being tackled in a creative manner that will surely yield the desired result. Besides, the Federal Executive Council recently, earlier in the week, has approved the sale of crude oil to local refineries in Naira. This intervention alone, experts have said, would save the nation almost $8 billion annually, and we believe this will further strengthen the Naira. Presidential initiative on compressed natural gas is attracting a lot of private investment into the establishment of conversion and refueling centers across the nation. We know that CNG will bring down the cost of transportation and reduce commuting and the energy transition that I've been talking about. Why then should there be a protest? All that we require now is to be patient for the benefit of the economic recovery policies to blossom and to grow. Protest, in our view, can never achieve in 10 days what carefully crafted economic reforms can achieve in a matter of weeks and months. More than ever before, our nation is blessed with a courageous leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let me therefore assure you that Nigeria is headed in the right direction, and the benefit of these hard reforms will percolate to all very soon. As a state, we are also not unaware of the effects of the economic reforms on our people. To cushion these effects, you will recall we launched the Eco Cares, our own bespoke social protection initiative. Under that program, we introduced the popular Sunday discount market, where all residents bought basic foodstuff at a 25% discount rate across the 57 locations statewide. Our own Eco came as a form of immediate relief to hundreds of thousands of homes, in which millions of our vulnerable people have benefited from. Similarly, under the Eco Cares initiative, we have reduced public transportation costs by a minimum of 25% on all our public transport services. This costs our government almost $2 billion on a monthly basis. We introduced free delivery for expectant mothers in all of our public health facilities. Besides, our health personnel ran a medical outreach under which thousands of our residents were treated for various ailments free of charge. To cater for our tertiary institutional students, we have since increased bursary and scholarship awards to Lagos students to reflect the current economic reality. New entrants into our elementary school do not need to pay a dime. Our workers earn the wage award announced since January by the federal government. In fact, we dare say that the least worker since January this year earned more than the minimum wage. If you can go and check the new minimum wage, go and check, the least worker in Lagos actually earned over 77,000 naira. So the question is, can we do more? The answer is yes. We can do more, and we will. Just this morning, almost 2,000 graduates of our Skill Acquisition Center were all supported with various equipment to start their micro businesses in barbing, in tailoring, in hairdressing, in catering, in craft making. And you were all there. Sewing machines were given out, tiling machines, clippers, power generators, cooking pots, cutters, fish feeds, aluminum cutters, fridge freezers, all sorts to meet the needs of all of these medium-scale workers. The popular Sunday Onje Eko discount market, I can assure you, will return. So will the outreach program, which we believe will continue to provide free medical care for our people. So you know that I've also signed just last week to broaden our Ilera Eco health insurance scheme, which will cover a lot more vulnerable citizens in Lagos State. Against this backdrop of all of this effort and intervention, and many more that time will not permit me to list, we should sincerely ask ourselves, what will a protest be seeking to achieve at this time? So, my dear fellows of Lagos, let me again assure you that we are committed to improving the living standard of our people. That is a solemn pledge that we made to you while seeking your mandate. And we intend to keep this pledge till our very last day in office. Peaceful protests are fundamental rights protected by the Constitution in a democracy as ours. But vying to sack an elected government in 10 days by means of protest is alien to our Constitution. To the organizers of a protest, I repeat, while your intentions may be noble, do not substitute your intentions with the motives of other forces. Your gathering is all they perhaps require to perpetrate their own acts. After all, there cannot be a fifth columnist if there were no columns. If your protest gathering becomes a column, then there could indeed be a fifth columnist. I therefore want to appeal to all of you that we should reflect on our past experiences, especially 4 years ago, during the NSAS protests. What then began as a peaceful demonstration, fortunately over days was hijacked by elements with devilish intentions. They unleashed an unprecedented war on our state. We saw the destruction of valuable properties, the disruption of businesses, and sadly the loss of life in several parts of our dear state. These events, we all remember, left deep scars on our state, and it hurts our psyche. We are yet to fully recover from the mindless destruction of some symbols of our rich and veritable, enviable heritage. The Lagos High Court in Ogboshere, which then was the most recognizable, the oldest court building in our country, and over 15 additional courts. Over 45 police stations were set ablaze, over 12 local government offices, 7 fire stations, the only forensic lab in West Africa, the iconic City Hall, the Nigerian Port Authority, just to mention but a few. They were all destroyed. So were several bank facilities, malls, shops, offices, hundreds and hundreds of BRT buses, and several other public assets. No true Lagosian or any friend of Lagos will encourage us to go this route again. This is not who we are. This is not our way, and they are not in any form our style. Fellow Lagosians, we must remember that our shared goal is a peaceful and a prosperous Lagos. The consequences of unrest are not just measured in the damage of properties or in the disruption of our daily life. They are also felt in the loss of confidence, the fear instilled in our communities, on our tourists, on our foreign direct investors that are looking at us, and the setback to our economic and social progress. A progress that all of us have joined hands to build together. As your servant and your governor, I assure you that our government is open to dialogue, and we're committed to addressing the concerns of all our citizens. We are actively engaging with various stakeholders to find solutions that will promote justice, equality, equity, and fairness. It is through constructive dialogue, not destructive protest, that we can achieve a meaningful change. I therefore will urge you all to consider the potential precautions of joining a protest that may once again expose us to the fiendish acts of those who do not admire our unity and common compassion for our dear state. Let us not allow our city to be plunged into chaos again. Let us work together to build a Lagos that is safe, that is secure, and prosperous for all. Lagos continues to remain the safest city in our country. Our strength lies in our unity. It lies in our future, which depends on our collective efforts to maintain peace and stability. In these challenging times, we must stand together as one community. We must reject violence and disorder, and instead, we all must embrace dialogue and collaboration. Let us show the world that Lagos remains a city of resilience. Lagos is where the voices of its people are heard and respected through a peaceful and a lawful means. Let us say no to any form of violence. I think it's important for me to now also share a word of caution that we're beginning to see a trend in which fake news, false news will begin to appear on social media via video or audio recording. These are things that are meant to destabilize us, to break us, and to make this place completely ungovernable, unlivable for us. You have also seen the results and the outcome of a court judgment that the government needed to get clarification from. That indeed, if it is a true and peaceful protest, 2 locations, which were also the fallout of the recommendations coming out from our learning of 4 years ago, is that we should continue to designate 1 or 2 locations for peaceful protest. So I'm therefore reiterating that the police have confirmed to us that the Ganifa Emi Park and the Peace Park that we all jointly set up are 2 locations where the police have assured us that they will cover, they will provide all the necessary security arrangements to all of our citizens. I therefore want to thank you for your understanding and your cooperation. Together, we can continue to build a brighter future for our beloved Lagos. I want to thank you very much, and God bless Lagos State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much, gentlemen of the